Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to move this right here for a second. Hi, everybody.
Press the down button, dear.
Okay. Got it. All right. So I can talk a lot, and I'm going to keep this under 10 minutes. But what I need from all of you is to really, I'm just going to ask for your dedicated attention right now. The only thing that I really want you to pay attention to is if you want that notebook that's out there that has all my information on it. And then you're also going to see some dried cranberries because we're going to do a shared experience. So I really want for those few minutes to have that going on. But first, let's talk a little bit about me so you know who I am. So this is me, live a simply delicious life, kind of all over the place. I kind of think of myself in the way I work with my clients as like an Iron Man experiment, right? Experience where like everybody's got all the pieces coming in, and then it's like, okay, we need to tweak something, so we go back to the lab, we tweak it, and then we put it back together. The reason I like live or love a simply delicious life is because I am actually come from a really interesting background. I've been in the nutrition world since the 90s, but I came from I have a master's degree in biochemistry. I've been a registered dietitian since '97, but I also have years, over 20 years of recovery from eating disorders. I'm clean and sober 16 and a half years. When I first became sober, they diagnosed me as manic depressive. So for about 7 years of my life, I was on every medication you could possibly imagine. And I was doing that while I was in corporate sales, selling intravenous nutrition and tube feeding and all sorts of highly clinical stuff, capitalizing on the sick people. My mom died of addiction diseases and undiagnosed breast cancer over 22 years ago. My dad died of cancer 10 years ago. So what that looks like is I don't want to sell in that world anymore. So I decided to take some time off. Well, I got laid off, and instead of going for a new job, I took some time off, and I actually learned how to live life a little bit differently because I didn't want to work in that world anymore. So, I mean, my job in life is I'm the aunt. I'm the person who's going to show everybody else how to integrate. I have a couple other siblings that are also in recovery too. We're all very upper middle class, but we can put on a good show, but we don't know how to integrate. So I've been in corporate sales, and then I realized that maybe that's not the way to go. So I went and worked at a gym. When I went and worked at the gym, there's a couple things that I learned. How to use nutrition and supplementation in a way that would help you to, I need that timer so I can see it. Okay, perfect, thank you. So I can just bring things together for people. And as I learned myself as a guinea pig, I'm often a guinea pig, I've learned how to do this for other people too. I know every single diet out there. I know how to make a meal plan. I make meal plans for recovery communities in this community. I do that for people. That's not the thing that I really live and breathe for. What I live and breathe for is how to show you how to take all of these tools, no matter where you are in life, so that you can do different things. I love to do things. I climbed Mount Rainier last summer. I'll tell you about me. I have chronic pain, scoliosis. I should by now have had back surgery, and I'm not supposed to be climbing mountains. So my goal is to show people how to do that and how to recover with nutrition, reduce inflammation, and to have a good, positive life. The other thing is, I show people how to cook in their kitchens who may never even have used their beautiful kitchen. I took a client out to dinner last night to an Italian restaurant and showed her how to eat healthy. I posted it online, it's pretty cool. I did a 4-day backpacking trip, and I'll do yoga anywhere you find me, scuba diving. This is my family. I have a lot of siblings, but these are my nephew. He's my favorite. I'm just going to tell you guys. He's 8, and he's so cool, and he's at the top of the tree, and I'm underneath him. And then I have a brother that's a year younger than me. So I actually moved here from Denver 5 years ago so that I could drive back and forth to California to be closer to them. Not too close, but close enough. Being said that, just real quick, both my parents died of cancer. So I've been involved with the Susan G. Komen Foundation since 2000. And I've been on the route safety bike team for 6 years now. And so I ride my bike about 100 miles while people do walking. Okay, so what I want to do is have you have an experience here where you are actually doing this with me, okay? So what we're going to do now is just so you know, here's my mission. Empower busy professionals and executives globally. I do online coaching all across the country. I do retreats, things like that, wherever you want me to. I want you to optimize mind, body, and spiritual practices. Bring everything together so that you have a healthy and purposeful relationship with food anywhere you go on your own terms. That's what's important to me. I work with Sherry, I work with Dr. Retz, I work with so many people like this in the community. I don't get locked into one particular thing. It's whatever's going to work for you, what you're doing. Okay, so what we're going to do now is put everything aside, except do you see those little cranberries there? Okay, I want everybody to grab a few cranberries and put them in their hands. Don't eat them, just put them in your hands. Okay. You got it? Okay, so what I want everyone to, yeah. If you're not doing this, still, I want you to be nice and, okay, just quiet, mindful. What we're gonna do now, actually, is I'm going to have you, because there's so many people here, so I'm gonna have you hold those cranberries in your hand. I want you to shut your eyes, okay? Grab a cranberry. I want you to feel it. What does it feel like? Right? Right, so sticky, moist. Okay, so think about it, and then, you know, have this experience with yourself. So I should have said that, so let's do it silently. Okay, now, okay, and if you have any thoughts like, what in the hell are we doing right now, or this is so weird, just let that thought go, or pass through. Okay, so now what I want you to do is that cranberry, smell it. Okay? Okay, so notice what it smells like. Does it smell sweet? Does it smell tangy? Okay, so the next thing I want you to do is you're going to follow me, and you're going to go through this. You're not going to, when you put this in your mouth, I don't want you to eat it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hold the craisin in your mouth, in your hand, and put it in your mouth. Feel it on your tongue. Notice it, right? Does it feel squishy? Does it feel sticky? How does it feel in your mouth? Where is it in your mouth? Like, where did it fall? Okay, no biting, no swallowing. Just notice that. Okay, the next thing you want to do is bite it. And if you've already bit it, that's okay. Just acknowledge that. So bite it. What does that feel like? What does it taste like? Can you feel the taste? Or notice the taste? Okay. So now what I want you to do is slowly chew it up. And then when you swallow it, I want you to see what that feels like going down your throat, down your esophagus, into your stomach. Okay. That took, everyone go ahead and open your eyes. Just shout out a couple words. What was that like? Weird? Right? So listen, that took less than a minute and a half to do that. What we do a lot of times in this world is you can sit there and say, I'm too busy, I can't do this, I'm eating mindlessly, I'm not sitting at the table, whatever. It's like we eat so fast and we don't pay attention to what we're putting in our bodies, and it only takes a couple seconds when you really pay attention. And what that does is it does a number of things. It allows your digestive system to work more effectively. When you're feeling guilty, you actually damage your digestive process. When you're eating in a rush, you're not allowing your body to digest anything. If you're sitting in the car and you look over and you're like, wow, I just had a fast food and I don't even know what happened, it's that quick, right? The part two is like with the science behind that, it actually slows your cortisol levels down and it increases your serotonin and dopamine to flood in so that you have more of an effective way. So I work with essential oils, I work with all sorts of different things to bring people to this place of mindfulness, because the idea is to have a very healthy relationship. Okay, so I wanted you just to see what that felt like, because that's kind of more of an example of what I do. Okay, so right now, I actually I have a bio because I figured that would be a little easier for you. And then these are the programs I offer. The top 3 ones on the sheet that I handed out I don't have a website yet. I do have a LinkedIn profile and I do have a Facebook page, so feel free to come there and see that. But I do intensive transformation coaching programs, 3 minutes, 6, 9 months, and I do 3 different tiers. So the first tier is something that's very simple, more straightforward, but I like to keep people in my space because it's really important that we create habits. It takes many years to get there and many years to get out of it. Then I also do couples transformation programs. I have one more opening for one more couples program. I can only take 3 couples at a time. And then I do like these very extensive executive nutritional transformation programs where I brought in people like Kim or an equine therapist or people like that. I go to doctor's appointments with people as well, do all sorts of fun stuff like that. So a great referral for me really is anybody who you think is been there, done that, and is ready to actually live their life. Maybe the woman who has the executive husband and she wants him to retire and not be dead, and that they can spend time together. Maybe it's you, okay? So that's it. My name's Janelle with Purely You Nutrition and Wellness, and live a simply delicious life.